Hello, friends. Now, India has won the T20 series, and now a two-match test series is going to start with New Zealand. And in this test series, I'll be giving you my prediction about the series, my preview about the series. So, first of all, let's see how many players India are resting in this match. Well, that is a bit of a problem for India because they will not be at their full strength in this series. Rohit Sharma will be taking rest from this series. Virat Kohli will be taking rest from the first test match. Then Rishabh Pant, Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Shami, all three of them won't be there in this series. And one more bad news for India is that KL Rahul, their new opener in test format, he is injured and he is out of the test series. So that is a big blow for India. So you see there are a total six players who normally would have featured in your playing 11 in this series if India were fielding their full strength team, but they won't be a part of this series. These are Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Rishabh Pant, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami, and KL Rahul. And India will be having a captain, Ajinkya Rahane, who will be fighting for his place in the team. So definitely Indian team is not looking at its full strength to me. And for New Zealand, I think it's a great chance for them to win a series in India or at least draw the series. And if we see the case of New Zealand will be really happy with the return of Kane Williamson to the side. And also Ross Taylor is returning to their lineup and Kyle Jamieson will also be there. So their lineup will be at almost their full strength, although there are two blows for them that their opener Devon Conway won't be there. He is injured. And Trent Bolt is taking rest from this series. I think New Zealand won't be missing Trent Bolt much, but Devon Conway missing out, that can be a blow for them because he is a really good opener in test format. He also scored a double century in England recently when New Zealand won that series. And one more interesting factor for New Zealand is that New Zealand in this series is going with the five spinners in their squad. They will have Ajaz Patel, Mitchell Santner, Rachin Ravindra, Will Somerville, and Will Young. All these are spinners. So New Zealand are understanding the conditions out here quite well that they will need spinners to leave an impact on this series. And I'm sure New Zealand will be playing at least two spinners in each test match. They are also thinking about going in with three spinners. So for New Zealand, I think they are prepared. And you shouldn't forget the fact that New Zealand right now is the number one test team in the world, number one ranked team in the world in test format. And they are the world champions. They won the recent World Test Championship. So normally when they are going to tour India, for a two-match series, then it would be easy to say that India will win the series 2-0. India will make a clean sweep. But in this series, I think New Zealand has a really good chance of at least drawing the series. For me, there are two strong options in this series. Either it will be 2-0 in favor of India or it will be 1-1. So I will be picking from these two options only. I still don't think that New Zealand will win both the matches. And I also don't see any of the match ending in a draw because there is not going to be any rain in any of the matches. There is no rainy season in India. And also the batting of both the teams, it looks a bit thin to me in this series. Indian batting is also looking thin in the absence of Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Rishabh Pant, and also KL Rahul. And New Zealand batting without Devon Conway and also their batsmen are also going to struggle against the spin of India. So I see a result occurring in both the matches. So I will have to pick up from either it will be 1-1 or 2-0 in favor of India. So now if you also, before giving my final verdict, let's see what happened in the recent home series of India when England toured India. You see, although India won that series 3-1, but I think that was a close series. Indian batsmen especially struggled in that series. If Rohit Sharma had not been there, if Rishabh Pant had not been there, then even England could have won that series, or maybe that series could have ended with 2-all. And now in this series, Rohit Sharma is not there, Rishabh Pant is not there. Maybe you can expect Mayank Agarwal to fill in the space of Rohit Sharma and perform as well as Rohit Sharma. And maybe you can also expect Shreyas Iyer to perform as well as Virat Kohli. But what about the factor of Rishabh Pant? Because of the X factor of Rishabh Pant, you won that series against England. And we also won the series in Australia. Rishabh Pant played a really important role in that. So do you expect Riddhiman Saha, a veteran, almost 36 years old, to perform as well as Rishabh Pant with the bat? Well, I have doubts about that. So I think this series is going to be a close series. It won't be a cakewalk for India. Because if India is thinking that they will also beat New Zealand easily, just like they beat England, I should remind you that New Zealand is a better test team right now than England. New Zealand has beaten England recently in the month of May in the country of England only by 1-0. So New Zealand is going to give a better fight to India compared to England. And that's why I feel that in this test series, the final result will be 1-1. Although it can be 2-0 also, I hope I am proven wrong. It goes 2-0 in favor of India. But practically speaking, I like to give my predictions seeing the whole situation, and not just, I don't like to just go by my emotions or my desires. So I would like to India to win by 2-0. But practically speaking, I think New Zealand has a good chance of drawing this series. So my final prediction is that this series will end in a draw. It will be 1-all. India will win one match and New Zealand will also win one match. So let's see how this series goes, how our team performs, how the Indian team performs. We will need some new heroes in the series if we have to win the series. And some of the players, their careers will also be on the line, like Ajinkya Rahane, Chiteshwar Pujara, and some newcomers also. They will also have to prove if they can play well in this series, like Shubham Gill, Shreyas Iyer, Mayank Agarwal. Then they will have a better future in the test format. Otherwise, I think they will be dropped. So let's see how the series goes. Okay, friends.